Alrighty guys, this is my Raw review slash overview of last week's Monday Night Raw. This is from 12/14/15. You'll find that in the title of the video. We're going to start off with the first segment. Stephanie McMahon talks. Stephanie came out to discuss her husband's attack at TLC, and after saying she was a human being in another. She was decided to be ruthless and vindictive because of the fans' reaction. She was seemingly about to suspend Roman Reigns when his music hit and he came down to the ring. He explained that he was a father and it was his daughter's birthday, and Stephanie cut him off, saying that he should be ashamed. Reigns said, "If you're going to fire me, then fire me." Stephanie ran him down for being a loser and a disgrace, but Reigns countered by calling Stephanie, Triple H, and her whole family a disgrace. Weirdly, the most annoying thing Roman Reigns has said. Roman Reigns has said a lot of annoying things. This led to Stephanie slapping Reigns repeatedly and Reigns laughing it off. She said Triple H asked her not to fire him, but Vince is on the way, and he may fire him. I am one of those people that thinks Reigns shouldn't talk that much and should be an ass kicker. But overall, this came very well. They kept it shorter than usual. Instead of a long, drawn-out story time filled with bullshit, they got to the issue, and the crowd reacted to it. The first match of Raw was probably the best one. It would be the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. Ambrose won the Intercontinental Championship last night, while Ziggler has been making Tyler Breeze his bitch. They worked a nice opening stretch, smooth work, and Ambrose took control by tossing Ziggler to the floor and hitting a dive. I expected the commercial break there, but they actually mixed it up by having them do a back and forth into a standoff and then the commercial break. Post-break, Ziggler countered a high cross with a drop kick to take control of things. Ziggler would hit the Famouser for a near fall. Ambrose countered a super kick after that. Ziggler countered a Ziggler would hit the Famouser. Ambrose countered a super kick after that. They had some back and forth, and Ambrose hit a missile drop kick and a bulldog for a near fall. Ambrose posted himself, ate a super kick, then bounced off the ropes for a jawbreaker lariat. With both men down, Kevin Owens came and tossed Ziggler to the floor for the disqualification. He then laid out Ambrose with the pop-up powerbomb, and then after looking at the Intercontinental title, held another pop-up powerbomb. Ziggler tried to make the save, but failed. Owens then powerbombed Ziggler onto Ambrose. I dug this overall. The match was good. Owens came out with a purpose and actually was pissed after losing the title and decided he needed to destroy people. You know, he showed actual emotion over losing what was his. Also, Ziggler did not have to lose here. He has been directionless and could be added to the mix, as we have seen 6 weeks to build up to the Rumble, where Ambrose and Owens then rematch one-on-one. When we come back from commercial, Owens walks backstage, gives no fucks about JoJo wanting to interview him. He promised more was to come, and he will not stop until he drives Ambrose completely insane, put him in an institution, and take back his title. Kevin Owens is great. Team ECW discusses the ass whooping they took last night. They discuss their history in Philly and that they will always get back up and fight. They B-rolled vintage footage of all four in ECW to play off the crowd, which was smart. They promised to take back the Extreme, and the crowd loved it. Next match. R-Truth versus Bo Dallas. This feels like the 50th Truth versus Dallas match I've watched this year. Bo did a victory lap, and then they shot the backstage where Vince was arriving. These poor bastards. They were just put out there to kill time. Vince told Stephanie to go take care of Triple H, and he's deal with the situation. Back to the ring, and Truth danced. Kept control as Bo was not pleased, and then Vince made his way to the ring. So this is over. I get what they were doing, but running 2 no contests back-to-back is poor form and shows lack of planning. Vince said it was basically God himself and that Roman Reigns was sweating backstage. He then took a seat at commentary and said that Reigns can sweat some more. Now Vince talks. After the commercial break, Vince demanded Reigns come to the ring to quote-unquote take his medicine. Vince explained how he understood that Roman Reigns was intimidated and demanded that Reigns to get on his knees and apologize for what Reigns did to Triple H. Vince threatened to beat an apology out of Reigns, but that brought Sheamus. Sheamus kissed some ass and said that he wanted to beat the apology out of Reigns for him. Sheamus challenged Reigns to a match tonight and even offered to put the title on the line because he was so confident. Vince teased the title match, but of course mocked the crowd for falling for that every time. Reigns called Vince old and said that he used to have grapefruits and now he has prunes. Well, that's this week's Tater Tots line. Vince agreed to the title match later tonight, but if Reigns loses, he's fired. Vince then kicked Reigns in the balls and escaped the ring unscathed. Seriously, if Vince doesn't eat at the very least a Superman punch tonight, that's some bullshit. I wasn't really feeling the segment. Roman should be kicking ass and taking names, not trading lame insults with Vince. I did like that sort of tricked Vince into that title match, but hated the ending. Stephanie slapping the hell out of him is one thing, because in 2015 there aren't going to be as many top guy punch or spear her, but another man kicks him in the dick. That needs retaliation. Next match. Ryback and Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio and Rusev. Swagger and Rusev controlled early. The heels, they took over and controlled next few minutes, working the heat on Ryback. It was fine, but the very paint by the numbers. Swagger got tagged about 5 minutes in and ran wild on Rusev. Swagger would get the ankle lock, but Del Rio would stop him with the backstabber. Ryback got tossed to the floor. Swagger ate a super kick from both Del Rio and Rusev, and that was that. It was fine. For some reason, they continue to air these horrible Adam Rose segments. Pre-match, Miz came out and talked like a director and officially started the match. So this is a match between two guys that they have no idea what to do with. The Miz thing is annoying already in the director-agent gimmick deal. They worked a bland match. Neville then hit a super kick and hit the red arrow to pick up the win. The mid portion was really lackluster and was more there so the Miz could rant on his megaphone. Not a fan of the gimmick or the match here. Wouldn't Miz want to partner, mentor Agent Breeze, who is more like he is? Post-break, Miz and Neville argued. Miz tries to say he can get Neville cast for Star Wars Episode 8 and mocked his big ears. Miz said he'd make Neville a star like Daniel Bryan, but also needs Neville's help. Miz needs to learn Neville's accent to be cast as the next James Bond, and needs a coach. This is not a joke, this is what really happened. The Wyatts cut a creepy promo with a smoke monster from Lost. Braun Strowman still looks like a chubby-faced, adult-sized baby with a beard. Extreme Rules match, Team ECW versus the Wyatts. With the smoke and mirrors as well as the Philly crowd, this should be at least have a great atmosphere. The Wyatts should run through them again, but it could be fun. They brawled right away, used the weapons, and hit a Tower of Doom, complete with Bubba loudly counting down the spot, all before the commercial break. Post-break, Cole welcomed us back by saying not to change the channel and that it was in 1997. Just shut up. Anyway, mass sprawling everywhere when we came back with the crowd into things. Tommy Dreamer hits the umbilical driver off the stage into the tables on Harper, which got a huge pop. Dreamer then later got power slammed through the barricade by Strowman. Dreamer is an awful trusting man. They really worked the right match and the right guys in the right town, and it was worlds better than last night's match. It was exactly what it needed to be, and it was a lot of fun. The Wyatts won, as they should have, and hopefully the creative team can follow with them now that they have some momentum again. Also, this was a nice redemption for Rowan after being the only man to lose last night for his team, which was annoying.
Oh man, how do you stand after an attack like this? Oh man, what impact from that suplex.
Alright, we're going to get to the next part here.
And there's the spear, no doubt now. Roman Reigns has got this.
I would say it's an easy victory. Well, not an easy, but a victory for Roman Reigns. Oh, there.
And into the cover. You have to wonder what's going through these guys' minds in a match of this magnitude.
Oh, Seth Rollins going in.
Another great SmackDown. Thank you for choosing to...